Of course, they sustained the sales, though.
And what does this say to you?
Well, it's just great to be able to do it, because I love doing it.
Bob Seger is a rock and roll musician best known for his album Night Moves. The raspy-voiced singer is also very talented at playing the guitar and piano. Primarily a roots rocker, his music deals with folk, blues, country music, and the subsequent creation of subgenres like country rock and southern rock. He was exposed to music from an early age as his father used to play several musical instruments, and he was also inspired by musicians like Little Richard and Elvis Presley. Seger's songs are classic examples of heartland rock. His fame began to peak during the decades of the 1970s and 1980s, when heartland rock became one of the most popular rock genres in the U.S.
And consequently, the success allows me to keep doing it, and that's just really
Do what
gratifying.
you love.
Yeah, I'm really grateful.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Net Worth Now, where you get to see the lifestyle and net worth of your favorite celebrities. We hope you enjoy these videos, and if you do, please remember to hit the like button and comment below who your favorite celebrity is so we can feature them in an upcoming video.
His full name is Robert Clark Seger, also known as RG. He was born on May 6, 1945 in Detroit, Michigan, the United States, making him 76 years old at the time of this production. He stands at 5 feet 10 inches or 178 centimeters tall. Politically, Seger has characterized himself as a centrist. He supported Democrat Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. He tackled anti-establishment themes in early songs such as 2 + 2 = and UMC, according to Brian McCollum of the Detroit Free Press. On his 2014 album Ride Out, he addressed topics such as gun violence and wrote It's Your World about climate change. On the subject, he said, "There are a lot of culprits in climate change, and everybody's responsible, myself included. Nobody gets a free pass on this one. We've got to change our ways and change them fast." He is considered President Barack Obama to be the favorite president of his lifetime. He met him at the 2016 Kennedy Center Honors and thanked Obama for his wisdom and dignity. Seger's first marriage to Renee Andretti in 1968 lasted 1 day short of a year. He had a long-term relationship with Jan Dinsdale from 1972 until 1983. In 1987, he married actress Annette Sinclair, and they divorced 1 year later. He married Juanita Doricott in 1993 in a small private wedding in the Village Club in Bloomfield Hills. They have 2 children.
I do, and I took a lot of time on this one, and we were also touring, so I got kind of I figured out which songs would work really well.
Seger was born to Charlotte and Stuart Seger. At age 5, he moved with his family to Ann Arbor. He has an older brother, George. Seger's father, a medical technician for the Ford Motor Company, played several instruments, and Seger was exposed to music from an early age. Seger was also exposed to frequent arguments between his parents that disturbed the neighborhood at night. In 1956, when Seger was 10 years old, his father abandoned the family and moved to California. The remaining family soon lost their comfortable middle-class status and struggled financially. Seger attended Tappan Junior High School in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and graduated in 1963 from Pioneer High School, known at the time as Ann Arbor High School. He ran track and field in high school. Seger also went to Lincoln Park High School for a time. Seger has stated his early musical inspirations. Little Richard, he was the first one that really got to me. Little Richard and, of course, Elvis Presley. Come to Go With Me by the Dell Vikings, I hit in 1957, was the first record he bought. Bob Seger joined the band Town Criers as the lead vocalist. The other members included John Phillis, Pep Perrine, and Larry Mason. This band became very popular locally and had a steady following. He left Town Criers to join a bigger band called the Omens, headed by musician Doug Brown. With this band, Seger got his first appearance on an officially released recording in 1965 with the single TGIF. Edward "Punch" Andrews approached Bob Seger and Doug Brown to write a song for the band Underdogs, which Punch was managing. He also began writing and producing for other bands managed by Punch before choosing him as his own manager. He formed his backing band called The Last Herd, consisting of his former bandmate Pep Perrine, Carl Legassi, and Dan Honecker. He released East Side Story with the band in 1966, which became a big hit in Detroit. He released 4 more singles with The Last Herd, the most successful of which was Heavy Music, released in 1967. It became a top 100 hit in Canada. It went on to become one of Seger's most loved songs. Bob Seger and The Last Herd signed with a major label, Capitol Records, in 1968 and changed the name of the band to the Bob Seger System. The band released its first album, Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, in 1969. The album's single of the same name became a major hit in Michigan. Encouraged by their debut album success, they released another album, Noah, the very same year. It failed to recreate the magic of its predecessor, and Seger was bitterly disappointed with it. The band's third album, Mongrel, out in 1970, was also a commercial failure. Disheartened, Seger left the band in order to pursue a solo career. He released his debut solo album, Brand New Morning, in 1971. This album, too, was a failure. The musician struggled for the next few years in search of the success which he felt had unfairly eluded him. In 1974, he formed the Silver Bullet and released the album Beautiful Loser in 1975. The album was a moderate success and marked the comeback of the disillusioned musician. He got his first big breakthrough in 1976 with the release of the album Night Moves. The album was a critical as well as commercial success and gave his stagnant career a big boost. In 1978, Bob Seger brought out the album Stranger in Town, which became an instant hit. It contained the singles Hollywood Night and Still the Same. The iconic album Against the Wind, out in 1980, peaked at number 1 on the US Billboard 200. It featured the hit singles Against the Wind and Fire Lake. Even though his music was a big success during the 1970s, he was not as prolific during the 1980s. After releasing just 2 albums during the 1990s, Seger took a decade-long sabbatical from music to spend time with his family. In 2006, he came out with the album Face the Promise, which featured at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 and was certified platinum in the US. Later on, he released the albums Ride Out and I Knew You When.
I gave it to her and she's playing it in the car. She's driving. And she says, "What's this?" It got to that song, which is, and I said, "Well, this is for you."
His annual income is estimated to be $3 million. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band with an average revenue of $1.4 million per market appearance. As of 2021, Seger is estimated to be worth around $60 million. Bob lives on a 3-acre property that he bought for $1.2 million after there was a battle with the state of Michigan with the previous owner about the property taxes in order to determine if they were homestead or not. Once the home is complete, they will tear down the home adjacent to the mansion that they are currently living in and have been living for the last 20 years. This means they will have a 500-foot all-sports lake frontage on the Upper Straits Lake. In his garage, you will find a 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1, a 2013 Jeep Unlimited Rubicon, a 2011 Porsche Carrera S, a 1954 Ford, and a manual 1976 BMW 530i.